Bore da, good morning and welcome to this hybrid meeting of Licensing and Gambling Act Subcommittee on Monday, the 6th of February 2023. I am Councillor Anthony John Richards and I will be chairing today's meeting. Just to make you aware, today's meeting will be recorded. So can you please ensure that your phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting? And would members, officers and attendees who are present in the committee rooms today please use their microphones when speaking, and when not speaking, can I ask that you ensure your microphone is switched to mute. If you have any questions, please raise your hand or electronically if attending virtually. So agenda item 2 are declarations of interests. Are there any declarations of interest?
I see no hands raised, Chair.
Great. Agenda item 3 is urgent items. I have none. And then agenda item 4 is the report of the Head of Legal Services application for the grant of a premises licence, EV Stores, Baglan. So agenda item 4 is on pages 5 to 12 of the circulated report pack and is here for decision. So, Mr. Chappell, would you please introduce the report?
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everybody. Agenda item 4, this is an application for the grant of a premises licence. The premises name is going to be LV Store, the address being a shop for 32, the report says Church Lane, I understand that should say Church Road, Baglan, Port Talbot. The applicant is a Mr. Jayapalan Alavarasan. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, it is. Yes,
That's
no,
right. Thank you very much. Members, this application was put in. There were no representations received from any of the responsible authorities. There was just one representation in respect of the application, and that was from an other person. The other person's representation is attached to this report at Appendix 1. Members will note that the applicant has requested a licence Monday to Sunday, 6 a.m. until 11 at night, and it's for the sale of alcohol off the premises. Members will also note there's a list of conditions which the applicant has put forward, and the recommendation today being that members determine this application after hearing and considering all representations. Thank you, Chair.
Great, diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much, Mr. Chappell. Do we have any questions for Mr. Chappell in relation to the report only at this stage? No, I can't see any. Okay, what we'll do now is we will now go to the applicant or the representative of the applicant for your submissions, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So we heard about the applications, and also just to be brief, so just to give a little bit of background of the applicant to start with, he has been a local person in the area for more than 3 years, and he also been running another retail premises close by, so he knows the area, and he lives close by as well, and he's very experienced in terms of licensing retail. This is a new premises he has taken over. I mean, he heard previously there was in that parade, little convenience store and his agents previously. But this is a new premises he has taken over. He has refitted it. And I think it seems, it's a really great addition to that parade of other shops also having these premises, and it's a positive development. And in terms of promoting the licensing objectives, we have put forward a number of conditions from the model conditions of the authority, and and then we have, as you heard, there's no representation from the responsible authorities. And coming back to the one objections, although we were trying to get get to speak to that person, but I think we were not successful. I'm just reading the objections of this person. And I think it seems like they are mentioning about another premises causing public nuisance about a large group of people. I think it said Church Road and hard and content with antisocial behavior as a result of the dessert shop next door. That's what they mentioned there. So this premise it doesn't relate to this particular premises, but in any case. In any case, excuse me, in any case, applicant is well experienced and he has been running, selling alcohol nearly a month with the temporary event notices. It all went really well with no complaints received. But I think we are surprised to see, and the applicant himself surprised to see a comment that, large group of people congregating. Is that something that he hasn't seen it, except probably youngsters come and 3 or 4 people coming to do the shopping, probably hanging around, outside. I mean, that's part of their normal, way of living, as opposed to like congregating and causing any antisocial behavior. So that's why we are a little bit surprised to see that comment from this particular residence. So in any case, Chair, we have number of conditions put forward in terms of protection of children from harm. So Challenge 25 and refusal book and staff training programs, and the other things like CCTV and insert record book, things like that. So I think that will support the concerns raised by the local residents. So considering that, Chair, I think we would like to invite you, the committee, to look at this application and grant it. But what we can assure you, and considering the applicant have another premises also, and also, been running this premises for a while now since January, with sale of alcohol also, we would like you to consider that as well. And that's all I would like to say, Chair, for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What we'll do now is we will go to some questions, and I'll start with the Legal Regulatory Manager, Mr. Neil Chappell, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just to point out that the resident who's made representations today has notified us that he's unable to attend, so there will be no submissions, oral submissions from that gentleman. But obviously, we will still need to take consideration of the written representations that have been submitted. Thank you for that. You referred to temporary event notices. I can see that you've put in 5 temporary event notices covering the period through January and a bit of February. Can I just confirm that during that period, those temporary event notices, you were actually selling alcohol?
Yes, of course. The applicant was selling alcohol, absolutely. Okay,
so they've been selling alcohol there for around about a month, I would say.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And has there been any issues during that time? Has there been any attempts at underage sales or any reports of disorder outside the premises?
Nothing in particular, except, he had 2 refusals for underage without ID. And that's all. But there were no antisocial behavior, disorderly conduct by any of those youngsters during that period.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned that the applicant runs another premises. Does that one sell alcohol?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And how long has this premises has been it's currently a convenience store? How long has it been a convenience store for?
This particular new one, I think it's been since January 15th, right? 15th, right? 18th.
So it's still a new store, is that? Is that when you took over, or was that when the store was opened?
Oh, we are talking about this premises, right? 23 Church Road. right?
Yeah, this premises.
okay,
How
okay.
long is this
That's what-
premises?
Oh, no, this
The-
premises has been operating from, it was an empty premises. I think it's previously been a, as far as I can remember, cake shop or something like that. Yeah, but this particular, you know, he has been running this premises since 15th of January.
Okay, thank you. I got no further questions at the moment, Chair. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions from any of the committee members? Councillor Suzanne Paterson, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. If the grant of the licence was to be given, would you be opening any different hours to the ones you already do? You have a business open until quite late at night, I presume, without the licence.
Well, I mean, at the moment, you know, the shop is open between 6 and 11.
Okay.
I think the 11 is generally, you know, the convenience store, local stores are open until 11, you know, is expected.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've no issue with that. Just wanted to confirm that it
Okay,
wouldn't
got
be
it.
any difference in hours. It's just
Oh,
the fact
thank
that
you.
the licence would be granted. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very
thank you.
much.
Any further questions from any committee members? No. And then lastly, the legal advisor, any questions from you?
Mr. Suresh, can you just confirm, please? You said there was an issue with an ID. Can you? I was writing something down, so I didn't catch it all. Could you just repeat
no,
that,
I
please?
think
Thank you.
there were, because he has been operating Challenge 25 during the 10s also. I think there were 2 refusal with because they didn't have an ID to prove their age.
Great. Any further questions? Okay, thank you. Can I please check that everyone's had the opportunity to speak and said all that they wish before we move on to summaries? Neil Chappell, please.
Yeah, it's just because the resident isn't here to make an oral submission. Just to run very quickly through the representation that's been made. It's in relation to concerns regarding disorder, public disorder premises. The resident alleges that there are already issues in that particular area. They reference the dessert shop as gangs of people sort of hanging out there, groups of people hanging out there. And there's fears that an alcohol license being given to this premises will lead to a further increase in large groups of people congregating around the area, an increase in litter and probable increase in public disorder. It goes on to say that elderly people and young children in the area were already cautious about walking past the shops due to the large groups of people congregating there. And again, references the sale of alcohol as exacerbating that issue. So just because the resident's not here, just thought I'd bring those issues to your attention, which I'm sure he would have done should he have been here, and just whether the agent wishes to address any of those additional concerns before going to summaries.
Great, thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Chappell. Yeah, Mr. Suresh, anything from yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reading that out. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I mean, it's I can see the residents made a comment like a fear and probably increase, but it's nothing been really evidenced by anybody, even nearby premises also. So it seems to me this can be managed if that is in the future is happening, but the applicant is capable of managing it.
Great, thank you very much. So what we'll do now is we'll move on to summaries. So again, if I could start with the applicant or the agent, please. So just to summarize.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think in summary, you know, there are a number of conditions put forward to promote the licensing objective. To also, it is also address the concerns raised by the local residents, and also the applicant have experience locally, and he's already been running that with not further complaints raised. So we would like to consider that during the decision making. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And if we could move on then to Mr. Chapo.
I don't do a summing up for subcommittees, Chair. Thank you.
No, that's okay. No, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so what will happen now is just with regards to the applicant, Mr. Elevarasan, anything from yourself? I know your agent has spoken, but just to give you the opportunity, if anything that you'd like to say.
Do you want to say anything, Elevarasan?
No, nothing.
Nope, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to give you that opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, so what will happen now is that the committee will now retire for deliberations. So thank you all very much for attending, and you will be notified of the outcome in due course.
All right. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So have all the interesting parties